Today we're going to try Healthy Choice Power Bowls, specifically the beef and vegetable stir fry. The beef BF and vegetable stir fry made with Gardein plant-based protein beef. So we're not talking about actual beef here. We're talking about a nice vegan vegetarian meal for everybody. Very curious to see what Gardein's take on beef actually is, because I know some of the others. I know Impossible and I forgot the name of the other one now. The two big ones, I know they're fine, but I've never had Gardein plant-based beef strips in my life. So we're going to try them out. There's something different and delicious inside this Power Bowl, and it comes from plants. We switch things up with tender pieces of Gardein meat-free plant-based beef instead of regular beef. You won't believe the taste and texture. Whether you're going meatless or just eating less meat, it's a simple and satisfying swap, so you can get more plant-based protein in every bite. And that's exactly what they should be going for. This is, I believe, where these kind of meals should be going is, hey, maybe you just want to eat less meat. Here's a swap for something that will hopefully not be too noticeable in your stir fry. I think that's the way to go. So we got brown rice, ancient grains, dark leafy greens, which is a blend of chard, kale, and spinach, the beef strips, sesame seeds, sugar snap peas, carrots, and broccoli with a sweet sesame soy sauce. So let's microwave it. That's the way to go. They only have microwave instructions. Microwave on high, 3.5 to 4.5 minutes. No need to vent. Let's stand 1 minute in microwave, and that's it. So we're just gonna pop it in the microwave for 4 minutes and see what comes out. Let's open it up real fast though to see what it looks like. See if these plant-based beef strips look like. Okay, they do kind of look like beef, I'm not gonna lie. They got a very good look, a very good eyeball, but how are they going to taste, and more importantly, the texture? They say specifically that the texture is going to be fine. You won't believe the taste and texture, and that's where most, plant-based meat alternatives fail, is in the texture, but we'll find out in 4 minutes. Well, here's my Gardein Be'f stir fry out of the microwave. It actually looks good and smells pretty good. I'm going to mix it up real quick here to get that soy sauce that, what is it exactly? I don't know what it is, but it smells great. Sweet sesame soy sauce all over the place. And there actually is a good amount of beef strips in here. So hopefully they are a good substitute for beef, because I'm pretty hungry and this honestly looks and smells great. Just curious about the texture, really. So there's the meal right there. Crazy, and there's actually a crazy amount of beef in here. More than, it's like the ratio is actually good, which is very rare to see in a frozen meal, of protein, I should say, to the rice and veggies. But we'll see if it lives up to the name. First, I'm gonna take a bite. I'm gonna take a bite with everything first, and then we'll delve into the beef strips afterwards. So there we go. Let's try it. This is actually a delicious dish, and I am mildly impressed by the beef, the Gardein Be'f, but the problems do arise when you isolate it on its own. So I'll try to show you the inside a little bit. The texture is not bad, but it is certainly not beef. They definitely don't nail the texture of beef, because it's extremely soft, and you could almost eat it with a straw. That's how soft it is. It's very mushy. Even though it does hold its form as a beef strip, it's pretty much barely holding its form. You could definitely squish it down with a fork very easily and kind of flatten it out like that. It's just, the texture is not really there. It's okay, but it's not beef-like. The taste, also not exactly beef-like. It has almost no taste to it, which I think is actually a preferable thing to have in this case, because when it is mixed with the rice, and specifically, I'm pretty sure the sauce, it all comes together to make a meal that could potentially, I think if the texture wasn't there, you might be able to fool somebody into thinking it's beef, because it all tastes great together. It does taste like a nice beef stir fry when it's all mixed together in one bite. But when you isolate the steak, the beef on its own, you can definitely tell that it's not real beef, but the sauce does a lot of heavy lifting. And since the flavor is very neutral, it works together with everything else into a meal that I quite enjoy. So even though, you know, I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan or anything, but I do think it is nice to eat less meat. Like, you know, meatless Mondays and things like that I think are fun. I like to try out all the various kinds of vegan and vegetarian and like meat alternatives and stuff. And I think this is a valid one. I actually do quite like this meal. Decent size, tastes good with everything mixed together. It tastes like a really good stir fry. The sauce, especially that sweet sesame soy sauce, is delicious. They could put that on pretty much anything and I would eat it. So as it is, it's a nice protein heavy meal, right? It does have a lot of protein, right? 16 grams. Okay, not that much protein, but it's a nice, relatively healthy frozen meal if you want to try to avoid meat. And, you know, try something different for once. I think that this is a good alternative. And I'd definitely be willing to buy it again. Even though Gardein didn't nail the texture quite right, they did nail the taste of the whole meal together. Well, I guess that's really unhealthy choice, not Gardein, but and Gardein did a decent enough job that it can blend in with everything else and become a pretty good stir fry. So, Healthy Choice Power Bowls, Be'f vegetable stir fry. I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. The only thing I don't really like about it is the price. I think it was $4.49 in my local H-E-B. I'm not sure if they have it at Walmart, but they definitely have it at other grocery stores around. I mean, they have the Power Bowls at Walmart, but I'm not sure they have this specific one. So if you see this one out there, it's a pretty decent alternative if you're looking for a vegan dish or just to eat less meat like me. And with that, I will see you all next time.